Hi, good afternoon, and welcome again to Times Now YouTube. We are doing CBSE Exam Analysis, and joining us today for CBSE Class in Science Exam Analysis is Mrs. Bhumi Gupta. She is the PGT Chemistry with Vidyagan Leadership Academy, which is affiliated to CBSE and has been taking classes from 9 to 12. She is she has over 30 years of experience, and she'll be discussing today's CBSE Class and Science paper with us. Good afternoon, ma'am, and welcome to the show.
Good afternoon, ma'am, and good afternoon to everyone.
Right. So let us just, quickly start understanding how the paper was for CBSE Class 10 Science today.
The nature of the paper, we can say that it was moderate to easy. Moderate between moderate and easy. I can't say it was very easy, but it was better than the previous year's paper. Easy wise, difficulty wise, that way. Most of the questions were directly from the NCRT book,
Mhm.
especially the MCQ and the diagram based questions for biology and some numerical questions from for the of the physics part. They were directly from the NCRT book. Then co- uh, what I have uh, what I have understood is when I went through the paper, there were not a single competency based question. So that was the better point on the students' point of view. They were all ready, means if they had followed the sample papers provided by the NCRT. So most of the questions and the means the distribution of marks and everything was based on that. So I think this year the students have performed good. The nature of questions, the weightage was uniformly based among all the skills, and means and most of the questions were direct. That's why means they are easy, because there was no some twisting type of or tricky questions there. So that's what I analyze.
Okay. Ma'am, we got reports that, there was a little change in the number of questions from physics, chemistry, and bio as far as MCQs are concerned. As in, when in comparison to what sample paper had, the marking scheme, so there were more questions from, I guess, physics and less from biology or something on those lines. Would you like to comment on that?
Actually, like it is in the syllabus the weightage distribution was okay, but that happens. It keeps happening every year. I think there's some changes from the pattern given, but no, physics carries 25 marks, chemistry carries 25 marks, and bio carries 30 marks. So it is the I think the will of the examiner how to distribute those marks. So it is not much an issue. So actually, I think seven questions were from chemistry, and physics and biology were remaining were from there. So I think it's okay as long as the students are able to good do it. I think it's good.
Right. No, but MCQs usually, students tend to lose maximum marks in MCQs because there is
But
no.
this time they were direct MCQs. There was no tricky MCQs type. So I think that was not much an issue. Only if the weightage is considered, that may be a problem for. But otherwise, so I don't think.
Right. And what do you think, ma'am, out of the 80 mark paper, how much do you think would be the average score for CBSE class in science?
So, actually, it depends upon the preparation of the students. If they have religiously followed the NCRT books, so they will score above. They can score above 90% also, and it depends on the preparation.
No,
Otherwise, if they have,
obviously the score changes, but given your experience of over 30 years, uh, and the fact that, we are talking about
average, okay,
average score would be, out of 80, how much do you think students would
it should
be
be
average?
above 60%. Average
Okay.
score should go above 60%.
Okay. All right. We have students joining us and they want to understand if you can analyze, if you have set one and if you can probably discuss a few questions with the students, ma'am.
Actually, I was not escorting the students, so One of my teacher has shared it with me, but I don't think which set it is.
You can just say the set number and maybe just run through a couple of questions for the students.
Like section A, the first question was an iron nail was placed in the solution of copper sulfate. The nail was taken after 15 minutes. So I don't know which question, which set it is. Can the student guide me with that set? Because I have been shared only one set of questions, question paper.
No, at the in the first page there would be the set number, ma'am, at the top right corner.
No, that page has not been shared. Direct from the question section A was shared to
Ah,
with me.
okay. All right. So most of the questions I believe are usually the same across
Usually the
sets.
same, only the sequence changes. Yeah.
So maybe we can just run through a couple of tricky questions which you think in the MCQs which students might have.
What the feedback I am getting from my teachers and my students, I don't think there must be any tricky question. But if the students want to ask, they can.
Right. So, in case you have any specific questions, whoever is watching the show, please try giving us a hint as to the question because the sets available with us may not be the same as the sets that you have. So, if you can share the questions online, it would be really helpful for us. Right. In the meanwhile, ma'am, what about the subjective questions? We've spoken about the MCQs. What about the subjective questions? How were they?
The subjective questions also, that's what I'm saying, that subjective questions were also directly from the NCRT book, means they were taken just from the NCRT book itself, the in-text questions or the exercise questions. So that way
Okay.
also it was a, a good chance to score good marks in this examination for the students.
Yeah. We have a question from a student that in case they have not mentioned the formula and just started calculating, would they lose marks in that particular numerical?
Yeah, but in physics, they have to mention the formula, at least half marks, or the it depends upon the examiner or the marking scheme. But half marks will be deducted, if not more. At least half marks will be deducted because writing the formula is an important part of the numerical questions based on physics.
Okay. Also, we have another question. If they have drawn the diagram with a pen instead of a pencil, does it cause them to lose marks?
No, that won't cause. Everything is drawn perfectly and the labeling is been done. Main thing is the diagrams and the labeling. That's what the examiner will be, like the evaluator will be looking for.
Okay. All right. So we'll just, any other points, ma'am, that you would want to share?
Like these 10th class students will be going for, in a couple of years they'll be appearing for 12th. So I'll just advise them that they should religiously follow the NCRT books as they follow Bible or Gita, like that. So means nothing comes out of the NCRT book.
Right.
The other books can be taken for guidance or for helping their skills and all, but otherwise NCRT textbooks are their concepts and everything should be followed very religiously. That's what I would like to say.
Right. Right, Mrs. Gupta, we are not getting any other question as such. For the students who are not able to share their questions, you can still leave questions on the chat and we'll try to get back to you. We would also be sharing solutions for the paper today on our website, timesnownews.com/education. So do check the solutions for today's question paper. Your parting words, Mrs. Gupta, to students.
the- my parting words will be that the students should be well prepared for every topic should be covered properly, and most of the revision should be done, and they should at least complete their question paper 15 minutes before the time limit so that they can revise the questions, their answers again, because at times it happens that they just through just carelessness they miss something and then later on they regret. So that is the thing, that they should have time to revise all the answers. Yeah.
Right. Thank you so much, ma'am. All the kids, we would like to, just tell all the very best for the remaining examinations. You're almost halfway through, so just hold on tight. And thank you so much for joining us on timesnownews.com. And bye
Thank you,
bye.
ma'am, for having me. Thank
Yes, ma'am.
you.